We are welcomed by New York Giants head coach Joe Judge. The Giants in the first round of the 2021 draft select Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida. Coach, congratulations on the selection. What was it about the player that you guys really liked when you were picking 20th?
Yeah, he's a guy that really jumped out to us on tape. He's an explosive player. You look at him from the receiver position, and everyone you talk to, whether they coached against him or coached him in college, or you watch the tape and scouts that come back, everyone had the same comment of he runs like a running back. And that was something for us. He runs tough, he runs competitive, he has good hands, he has a lot of versatility. So like all of our players, we want them to be able to do more than one thing. He's got a skill set that allows him to work in multiple positions. And, he'll have the opportunity gets up here to compete with the rest of the guys on our roster for playing time.
Coach, what precipitated the trade back and still you feel like you got the guy that you had on your board rated at that spot?
Listen, Toney was a guy that we thought has tremendous upside. We're very happy to get him where we got him. And the value we're able to add to this year's draft and next year's draft with the picks, that's very key for us. I mean, these are assets. And again, let's not forget, these picks are people. So sometimes you look at it on TV and you look at the number of picks that get traded. Well, sometimes trade away picks, you're just trading away people. And the value of having good, young, developmental players on your roster to work with. We just came out of a off-season with free agency. Obviously, we added a lot of vets to our roster to come and compete. This gives us the opportunity in the future to work with more young guys as well. And as the roster grows and ages, you have the opportunity to keep moving guys on through the roster and develop them over time.
Coach, it's always great to add an explosive player like Kadarius Toney to this offense. You added John Ross and Kenny Golladay through free agency. How much did the special teams capability and his ability as a returner weigh into drafting him?
Well, that's a big part of it. We like him as an offensive player. We like him in the kicking game. Just like if it was a defensive player, we'd be asking the same thing. What's his value on fourth down? What's his value covering kicks? How does he help us besides just his role on defense, especially early in the career? I think anytime you get this guy the ball, he has an opportunity to make a play. Look, I would say this, no player really comes into the NFL from college anymore just completely polished and ready to go back as a punt returner. But he has all the tools to work with. He'll be back there along with Pep and some other guys competing through training camp. And again, whoever wins the job will put out there in the field on Sundays.
Coach, in our brief interview with him, he seemed like he brings a lot of energy. He was he's just excited about the opportunity. He kept talking, I'm excited about the opportunity. And he seems like a kid that just loves football.
You know what? It's interesting. As we went through this process, we have a lot of guys in our building. We use every resource. But you talk to Jeremy Pruitt and Jody Wright and Kevin Shear and a number of other guys who coached in college when he was really coming through high school and being recruited in college. And the experience they had with him going back several years, that exposure is really valuable for us in our evaluation. And the energy, the personality, the love for football, this guy really stuck out to the people who've known him since he was really just growing up. And then you talk to the guys at Florida and how he was on their campus every day, and you get a lot of great responses in terms of how this guy comes to work every day with a lot of passion and loves football. And look, guys, I'm just telling you, we don't want people on this team that don't love football, okay? We're going to make it challenging. All right, the NFL's too hard. It's too tough a league that if you don't love football, be able to do it for the duration of time you have to throughout a season. So we're always evaluating people's passion and love for the game. Because that's going to enable them to be more committed and work through the tough times. Someone's just in this for, a singular motivation or a selfish agenda. Eventually, that guy's not going to really be team first, and that's not going to work here.
Coach, there's a lot of good players still out there. Who are you looking at for the second round?
Look, generic answer, but it's the truth. It's the best available. I mean, look, we've got guys on, offense, defense. We're looking to really just add the best player possible. You can look at our depth chart and say, okay, we need a guy there, need a guy there. But if you try to force a player into a position by overdrafting or taking them when a better player is on board, ultimately you end up regretting that. You want to take the best player, we'll find a way to use them. I'm not worried about having too many good players at a certain position. So we're going to look and see who's available. Again, versatility is definitely a part that we're looking for. We've done a lot of work throughout this process. The scouts have done a lot of work. The coaches have done a lot of work. We've come to a lot of opinions on certain players. We filtered all that, and tomorrow we've got to make the decision when our number's called. So I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about Saturday as well. I'm excited about every player that's been working with us right now through the offseason and our vets right now. So, again, everyone we add to the roster, they just have the opportunity to come in and work with the guys on our team. And we stressed to our players already. Look, our team's been more impacted through free agency, and that's the truth every year, than it will be directly by the draft, because these guys are not finished products. There's a lot of development they have to do. And when they come in and learn the league and learn their role and can refine their skill set, then they can really contribute. But there's no one who's, quote, NFL ready. You don't add water and stir with any of these players. They've got to come in. They've got to learn again from the ground up. And we have to do a good job coaching and putting in a position of strength.
Coach, we appreciate a couple minutes. Congratulations on the selection of Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida. And it's an exciting weekend for Giants fans, and I know for you in the front office and your coaching staff, we appreciate a couple minutes.
Guys, appreciate you, man. Have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Coach Joe Judge breaking down the Giants' first-round draft pick. Just make sure you keep it to Giants.com for all the latest breaking news and instant analysis on each and every pick that the Giants make.